After years of widowhood, my sister-in-law went around calling me a seductress, saying I kept staring at her husband's face, like I'd lost my man and now wanted his brother. That alone was bad enough. But while I was visiting my late husband's grave, she actually sold off both of my children. She said it like it was nothing. "Sister, I'm doing this for your own good. You'll remarry someday. Wouldn't two little burdens drag you down? You should thank me." I stared at her coldly. She clearly had no idea that selling imperial grandchildren meant exile for her entire clan. When I returned to the Jack family after visiting my late husband's grave, I found both my children missing. I searched the entire Jack estate, but they were nowhere to be found. My sister-in-law Lucy said with bad intentions. I was already frantic and couldn't think about anything else, so I jumped straight into the pond. It had just snowed the night before and the water was freezing to the bone. I splashed around and searched for a long time, but there was no sign of my children. When I climbed back out, I was a total mess, covered in mud and weeds, my teeth chattering from the cold. Just then, laughter broke out around me. Lucy pointed at me, laughing so hard she could barely stand. I told her to jump in and she really did. Look at her. She looks like some crazy woman who crawled out of the mud. She's completely disgraced the Jack family. As for those two children of hers, I bet she cursed them to death. A jinx who kills her husband and her kids. The Jack family has suffered enough. She should be thrown out. I gritted my teeth and said hoarsely, "Sister-in-law, you knew the children weren't in there. You did that to humiliate me." The smile on Lucy's face vanished. She put on the airs of an elder sister-in-law and snapped, "A woman from a lowly family really has no manners. Your elder sister-in-law is like your mother, and you still dare talk back." The women around her chimed in. Exactly. Who talks to her sister-in-law like that? So rude. I heard she was an orphan with no parents. If she hadn't gotten pregnant, why would Jack ever marry a woman with such an unknown background? Their cruel gossip pierced my ears like needles, but I couldn't care anymore. I only wanted to know where my children were. Then Lucy casually tossed out one sentence and it struck my ears like thunder. "Those two bastards of yours were just wasting the Jack family's food. I already sold them for you. The money is just enough to make my son a jade bracelet." Auntie agreed to it too. The moment I heard that, all the blood in my body rushed to my head. I lunged forward and grabbed her hand tightly. "Where did you sell my children? Lucy, where did you sell them?" Lucy shoved me away. I fell hard to the ground and split my head open. She looked down at me with a vicious smile. "What's the rush? I'm doing this for your own good. How could you remarry with two little burdens? You should be thanking me." I screamed at her like I'd gone insane. "Where did you sell them? Where are they?" Lucy giggled, bent down beside my ear, and said each word slowly. "The boy was sold to the palace to be castrated and made into a little eunuch. As for the girl, she could bring in more silver, so she was sold to a brothel." Every word slammed into my heart. My vision went black, my whole body shook, and a bloody taste rose in my throat. I nearly passed out right there. Seeing me like that, Lucy deliberately poured oil on the fire and kept provoking me. "Those two kids were just like you, not obedient at all. When they were taken away, they cried so miserably and kept screaming for their mother. It hurt my ears. If they hadn't been worth some silver, I would have poisoned them mute just to shut them up." I looked at her smug face and the disgusted eyes around me and felt cold all over. I clenched my teeth and swallowed the words on the tip of my tongue. "Lucy, you have no idea. The children you sold are imperial grandchildren of the Daijing dynasty. By law, your whole clan should be exiled." That day, the servants dragged me into the woodshed like a dead dog. Soaked through, I curled up on the freezing straw, hearing my children crying for me in my ears as tears rolled down non-stop. I was locked in the woodshed for 3 days and nights. No matter how hard I screamed, no one would let me out. Those days, I didn't dare close my eyes. The second I did, I saw my children suffering. I had to find a way out. On the morning of the 4th day, when a servant came to bring me food, I snatched the key, opened the door, and ran. I ran from my mother-in-law's courtyard like my life depended on it. Before my husband died, she had promised him she would take care of me and the children. I didn't believe she could be that heartless. They were her grandchildren, too. But the moment I ran into her courtyard, the servants forced me to my knees, grinding my face hard against the stone path. Where did this crazy woman come from? How dare she disturb the old madam? I struggled and screamed with all my strength. "Mother, I'm Anna. Please save my children. They're your grandson and granddaughter, too." Mary was drinking tea. Hearing me, she didn't even frown. "You keep saying they're my grandchildren? You didn't get pregnant sooner or later, but only after Jack was gone. Two bastards of unknown origin, and you still dare call them my grandchildren?" "Anna, I didn't drown you in a pig cage or throw your two children into the pond. That was already mercy." I froze, staring at her in disbelief. So from the very beginning, she never saw my children as family. She and Lucy had been on the same side all along. The servant's grip was brutal. Blood and dirt smeared across my face. I screamed hysterically. "Mother, they really are Jack's children. You can't do this. Jack would never rest in peace. How dare you? Jack died because you cursed him. Ever since you married into the Jack family, this house has had no peace. Now your sister-in-law manages the household and everyone in the estate must follow her orders. If you dare make trouble here again, I'll have you sold to a brothel to keep your daughter company." After that, she ordered them to throw me out, then slammed the courtyard gate shut right in front of me. My heart went completely cold. I knew relying on the Jack family was useless. After all that, I collapsed to the ground. My body was terribly weak, and my chest ached with countless stabbing pains. But I couldn't fall. I had to save my children. I used all my strength to crawl up and stumbled out of the Jack estate. Everyone thought I was a madwoman with my hair loose and my face covered in blood. Someone even spat at me. "Crazy woman, go somewhere else. What bad luck." I couldn't care about anything else. All I wanted was to report it to the authorities. Just as I used the last of my strength to reach the Yamen gate, Lucy's voice rang out behind me. A chill ran down my spine. She said, "This is my poor foolish sister. How did you end up here? I've been looking everywhere. Come home with me." She had Granny Lily come forward to pull me away. I yanked my hand back, bit Granny Lily, and said in a trembling voice, "I'm not her sister. She sold my children. I want to report her. Sir, please save me." Lucy frowned and slapped me. When passers-by looked over, she cursed at them. "What are you looking at? I'm just disciplining my own sister. Keep staring and I'll gouge out your eyes and feed them to the dogs." After that, no one dared look this way again. People were whispering. I heard some big shot from the capital is coming to the Jack family banquet. This is a huge blessing. What did the Jack family do to earn favor from someone that powerful? No idea. I'm so jealous. Doesn't this mean the Jack family might move to the capital? Maybe they'll even land some high office. Lucy heard all this and was over the moon. When the old madam asked what was going on, she acted calm. "Mother, didn't I say once we kicked Anna and her kids out, good things would start happening to our family? Don't even mention those unlucky people. You did very well this time. Our Jack family is counting on you to bring back our glory." The mother-in-law and daughter-in-law were so smug, waiting for a fortune to fall into their laps. But the higher the hopes, the harder the fall. The moment Lucy saw me, she looked like she'd seen a ghost. "Anna, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be dead?" I never died that day, and my face wasn't ruined either. No wonder she was so shocked. My husband hadn't lied to me. I was rescued and taken away. When I woke up, I realized I had been brought to the palace, and I saw my husband, Jack. He was supposed to be dead. Jack held me tight, like he had gotten back something he thought he'd lost forever, and told me everything. It turned out he was actually the second prince. When he was away at war, the real Jack died saving him. Someone at court wanted him dead, so he took Jack's identity and returned to the Jack family. After marrying me, he had to reclaim his real identity, so he faked his death and left. He planned to come back for us once things settled down, but then all this happened. Thankfully, his men protected the children well, but because of that, they couldn't protect me in time, and Lucy got to humiliate and torture me. From now on, I will never let you suffer again. I am the crown prince now, and you are my crown princess. Anna, don't be afraid of anyone who hurt you. I will make them pay. Seeing my children and my husband safe in front of me, I broke down in tears. None of the suffering mattered anymore as long as my family was still by my side. Lucy and old Madam Jack were cold-blooded enough, but they even dared to harm the royal grandchildren. If they dared hurt us, they had to pay a brutal price. I looked at Lucy like I was looking at a dead woman. Sister-in-law, seeing me alive must be pretty disappointing, huh? Lucy panicked at first, but then she thought it over. I was just a lonely widow with no power or backing. What was there to fear? She could still control me and humiliate me, so she looked down on me again. "Everyone, come look. Didn't my sister-in-law get lonely and remarry the governor's idiot son? They said he killed her in bed, but turns out she's still alive." I just feel bad for my two poor nieces and nephews. Their father died in battle, and their mother has no shame. To suck up to the governor, she was even willing to marry a fool. "Anna, how could you face our second young master? How could you face the Jack family? I tried so hard to talk you out of it, but you wouldn't listen. You really broke my heart. You remarried in secret and you still have the nerve to come back? Wow. She's really good at twisting the truth. I wanted to see just how shameless she could get." The people around us started pointing fingers at me. Who would have thought? She looks so innocent, but she's actually a little seductress. The Jack family having a daughter-in-law like this is such a disgrace. Those two kids are so pitiful. Wait, where are the children? Lucy immediately started sobbing again, putting on a very convincing act. Those two kids had it even worse. She sold them both off. One was sold to the palace to become a eunuch, and the other was sold to a brothel. What a tragedy. My poor niece and nephew. If you ask me, a vicious woman like you deserves to be drowned in a cage and executed. Everyone was furious when they heard that and started shouting. How could there be a mother like this? She should be drowned in a cage and sent down there to apologize to those two kids. Those children were so pitiful. Even a tiger doesn't eat its own cubs. The shouting got louder and louder. If you didn't know better, you'd really think they were standing up for my children. But where was the real justice? They didn't care. The old madam stayed silent the whole time. I looked at her. "Old madam, do you think so too? Should I be drowned in a cage and executed?" I used to call her mother, but never again. The old madam rolled her prayer beads and stared at me. "Buddha is merciful. You've committed too many sins, but for Jack's sake, end your own life." Ha ha ha. For my husband's sake, what a joke. She had the nerve to call herself Buddhist? If Buddha knew, he'd be furious. Thinking about everything this mother-in-law and daughter-in-law had done, I laughed until tears came out. How could people be this shameless? They truly had no remorse at all. Just then, Tom rushed in, his eyes full of surprise. "Sister-in-law, you're back. Your sister-in-law said you remarried, but I didn't believe it. The governor's fool of a son? You wouldn't even marry me, so how could you choose him? Tell me it's not true." His words hit like thunder. Everyone's eyes went wide. Tom was Anna's husband's older brother, her brother-in-law. Were there really dirty feelings between them? When Lucy heard that, she was so angry her eyes nearly burned. "I knew it, you little tramp. Messing around outside wasn't enough, so you had to seduce your own brother-in-law too. Disgusting." Tom finally realized he'd said the wrong thing, but at this point he threw caution to the wind and spoke what he'd kept buried inside. "I only wanted to take care of her for my second brother. What's wrong with that? With no man around, she and the kids could easily be bullied. We're family, so of course I should protect them." He probably thought he was some kind of savior. He walked up to me, acting like he was doing me a favor, all high and mighty. Sister-in-law, don't worry. I won't look down on you for remarrying. No matter what happened, I don't mind. Does that fool even know how to treat a woman? You'd be better off with me. Don't worry, I'll protect you. I almost laughed out loud. I looked him straight in the eye and asked on purpose. So would I be your legal wife or your concubine? Because I won't be a concubine. I only accept being the wife. Where are you going? Are you really never coming home again? I patted him on the shoulder. Didn't you all say I loved fighting Emma for things? Starting tomorrow, I won't fight her for anything anymore. In March of the 25th year of Yonggan, His Majesty summoned the crown princess to the palace to discuss state affairs. The female officials who had sailed with her were all granted official posts, paving the way for her ascension. Lucy was said to have died in a shipwreck in Java and was posthumously named a 5th-rank female historian. For helping the crown princess, Ellie was granted the post of 6th-rank inner court secretary. The one sent to Jack's family with the imperial decree was still Amy. Madam Jack accepted the decree and couldn't help asking, "Ma'am, could there be some mistake? I only saw Lucy yesterday evening." Amy put away the decree and lied without changing expression. "Madam, you must mean Secretary Ellie. I heard from others that she does look somewhat like historian Lucy. It's understandable that you mistook her for someone else." Amy looked at the stunned Madam Jack, gave a forced smile, and left. As the Princess Royal's personal female official, she knew quite a lot about Lucy. She had also helped a great deal with Lucy changing her identity. She often thought back to the scene she saw when she came to deliver an imperial decree the year before last. That day, the snow was falling heavily. Lucy's padded jacket was too short, leaving her wrists exposed and red from the cold. After getting into the carriage, she never looked back once. How heartbroken must a teenage girl have been to leave so decisively back then? Madam Jack sat there clutching her handkerchief for a long time. Only after a while did she ask Jack with trembling lips, "What does she mean by this?" Jack closed his eyes. "She means she doesn't want anything anymore. Everything that belonged to Lucy, she has given it all up, including her and mother." After the crown princess moved into the Eastern Palace, there was endless work to handle. To avoid running back and forth, I simply stayed in the palace. Only after the situation stabilized half a year later did I move back to the main courtyard of Anna's residence. Mom studied my face carefully, looking distressed. "How did you get so thin?" Actually, I hadn't lost weight. The food in the Eastern Palace was good, and I had even gotten stronger. But mothers are always like that. Any day you're not by their side feels like a day you must have suffered. I pointed at my slightly tight official robe. "My clothes are already too small. How can you still say I'm thin?" Only then did she relax. After hesitating, she looked at me and said, "They wait for you at the gate every day." I knew who she meant. Just now at the gate, I had seen the Jack family's carriage. This time, Madam Jack wasn't sitting inside. She and Jack were standing together by the roadside. When they saw me return, they opened their mouths and shouted something. Thankfully, I had nothing to do with them anymore, so I pretended not to hear and went inside. I picked up my teacup and casually took a sip. Let them come. Madam Jack misses her daughter so much. Seeing that I look like her daughter, it's not strange that she wants to take a look. The Jack family waited at the gate for several more months. I didn't avoid them. Whenever I ran into them, I would politely greet them loudly and tell Madam Jack to accept her loss. Every time I said that, she looked absolutely heartbroken, and it honestly annoyed me. Compared with getting tangled up with the Jack family, I cared more about helping the people. So after the crown princess ascended the throne, I became a palace attendant and rarely left the palace. Tom and Mom often came to the palace to visit me and brought me news from outside. Jack's leg had been injured by a wild boar years ago. When he was young, it didn't show much. But as he got older, whenever it was windy or rainy, the pain was so bad he couldn't get out of bed. He had no choice but to resign and stay home to recover. As for my father, I should now call him Lord Jack. Seeing that his eldest son had no future, he turned his attention to me. Again and again, he wrote letters asking me to restore the Jack family's glory. I had never liked that father of mine, who never got up early unless there was something in it for him. When he was young, he only cared about studying, while the whole family's expenses depended on his wife doing embroidery. After passing the imperial exam, he despised his aging wife and stayed at the border for years. I heard he even took several concubines. After thinking it over, I asked Her Majesty to station him overseas. Since he didn't want to come home, he could stay away forever. By the time I went back to the Jack family again, 20 years had passed, and Madam Jack had died of illness. I went as Ellie and offered her a stick of incense, repaying the grace of her giving birth to me and raising me. By then, Jack had already started his own family. He had a long beard and carried the steady maturity of a middle-aged man. When he walked me out, he said something in a low voice. Only after I had walked far away did I realize what he had said was, "I'm sorry." Unfortunately, it was far too late. Granny Lily pinned my hands tightly behind me. Seeing me still struggle, Lucy sneered. "What are you doing at the yamen?" "Lucy, I will report you. I refuse to believe Dajin law can't punish you." A flash of cruelty crossed Lucy's eyes. She grabbed my hair and slammed my head into the yamen gate. "Law? Let me show you." In all of Changle City, the Jack family calls the shots. Even if I beat you to death right here, no one would dare do a thing. Blood poured from my head, and the terrible pain made me dizzy. I could barely stand. But with my last bit of strength, I grabbed the grievance drum mallet and struck it 12 times. 10, 11, 12. After the 12th strike, I finally let out a breath. My husband Jack's voice echoed in my mind. Shang-Shung, as long as you strike the grievance drum 12 times, someone will help you. The officers heard the noise and came running out, cursing. They glared at me and said, "Making trouble outside the yamen? Are you trying to die?" Lucy said calmly. My foolish sister won't behave, so I came to take her home. I already spoke to the magistrate about this. The officer clearly knew Lucy. His attitude changed instantly, becoming completely flattering. "So it's the Jack family's madam. The magistrate already gave orders. Would you like me to help take your sister back?" Hearing that, my heart went completely cold. Even the authorities were colluding with the Jack family. Every path I had was blocked. Then I was dragged back to the woodshed. Lucy personally took a whip and lashed me until my flesh split open. Then she deliberately poured salt water over my wounds, torturing me until I wished I were dead. Lock her in a pig cage and starve her. If she runs again, break her legs. My arms and legs were tied, and I was thrown into a pig cage. My mouth was full of blood, and hatred churned endlessly in my heart. Lucy even had someone shove pig slop into my mouth. Then she wrinkled her nose in disgust. "Sister, I told you to behave. Who told you to keep making people angry?" I was tortured until I was barely alive, holding on to my last shred of will. "My children, give them back." "You still haven't given up?" "Then I'll tell you. Your Jamie bled out during the castration and didn't survive. He was tossed into a mass grave. And your daughter Amy refused to take clients, so she was beaten to death. Her body was wrapped in a straw mat and thrown on the back mountain. By now, wild dogs have probably eaten her until not even her bones are left. My mind went completely blank. It was all my fault for being useless. My Jamie, my Amy. They were so afraid of pain. A bloody taste rose in my throat. I spat out a mouthful of blood and completely passed out. Lucy covered her mouth with a handkerchief and said in disgust, "Don't let her die. She's still useful. Someone get a doctor to force medicine down her throat." I lived like a walking corpse, my mind scattered. But I still couldn't die. My husband said that if I struck the grievance drum 12 times, someone would help me. Only a few days later, Lucy came in carrying a wedding dress, looking at me with disgust. "Sister, you really are lucky. The magistrate has chosen you to be a concubine for his foolish son. Once you have a child, you'll rise above everyone." I spat at her. "Lucy, you'll die a horrible death." Lucy screamed, grabbed the whip, and started beating me, deliberately striking my face while cursing. "You bitch. You don't need this face anymore. The magistrate's foolish son loves pretty women. If he sees that face of yours, you'll die even worse. Let's see if you ever dare use that face to seduce anyone again." So that was why she hated me so much. She thought I had seduced her husband. How ridiculous. Tom couldn't even compare to one of Jack's fingers. My face was a bloody mess. With my last bit of strength, I said, "Lucy, so you really do care. On your wedding night, he was with me." Lucy lunged over like a madwoman and choked me. Only when I couldn't breathe did she finally let go. "You're trying to make me angry enough to kill you? Don't worry, I'll make sure you get into that bridal sedan alive. Once you fall into that fool's hands, you'll learn what it means to wish you were dead." After I was forced into the sedan, I was tied up and thrown onto a bed. Before long, the magistrate's foolish son walked in. "Wife! Pretty wife! Daddy said he gave me a pretty wife." When I turned my face toward him, the fool screamed in terror. "Not a pretty wife! An ugly monster! I'm going to kill the ugly monster!" The fool walked toward me with a knife. I stared straight at him. "I'm not an ugly monster. I'm a ghost. If you dare touch me, I'll eat you." My voice was rough and awful, and my face was a bloody mess. The little fool was so scared he collapsed to the ground, dropped the knife, and hid behind the screen, trembling. I had seen this fool before. He truly hated ugly monsters, but he was very timid. Even a child pretending to be a ghost could scare him. That was why I deliberately provoked Lucy to find a chance to escape. After knocking the little fool unconscious with a vase, I escaped. But my body was far too weak. I didn't get far before collapsing to the ground. Just before I passed out, someone walked toward me. Lucy wasn't surprised when she heard I was dead. She directly brought people into my courtyard and took everything valuable inside. Now the Jack family was finally quiet. She weighed the money pouch from selling us orphans and widow and couldn't help laughing to herself. Everyone thought I had remarried that little fool. No one knew I was dead. They all cursed me as a seductress who couldn't stand being lonely. About half a month later, Lucy used that money to throw a birthday banquet for her child. The Jack family had long since fallen into decline and hadn't held anything this grand in ages. She wanted everyone to know that her son would inherit the Jack family someday. The guests all praised her. Madam Lucy is so generous. A birthday banquet this grand is truly rare. People used to say that after the Jack family's second young master died, the family could no longer hold itself up. Looks like that was all a joke. In Madam Lucy's hands, the Jack family is only getting better. Lucy was praised by everyone. She didn't show it on her face, but inside, she was thrilled. In the past, that little bitch always stole the spotlight. Now Lucy finally had her moment.